Well, my goal was to make a Halloween project inside of this little artificial pumpkin. And when I taped it off, the black spray paint leaked all over the edge. I used plaster of Paris for the interior, and that cracked. So it was a dismal, dismal disappointment. Unlike my friend Liliane's beautiful pumpkin that turned out absolutely perfect, including her beautiful little fireplace that's drying. So I went back to the drawing board and I bought this little case at Michael's craft shop, and the sides of it did have windows in it that were made out of plastic. And I thought, yeah, this will make a good little room box. It's kind of cute. It was on sale for 50% off, so I got it for $20, which is pretty reasonable price. And I plan on wallpapering the inside. So I've got this hard cardboard to cover up the window sides, and then I'm going to use this beautiful wallpaper for the inside. So I'm just laying it down on its side, and then I'm going to use that pen and just basically trace around the whole thing and then cut it out, and then that should perfectly fit on the inside back wall. So that's what I plan on doing. So now I've got it cut out, and of course it's slightly too big because when you trace it, it's a little larger than what you need. So I'm going to have to trim it down a little bit. And I've got a couple pieces of cardboard to cover up the windows on either side so that it looks like a room that actually has wallpaper that is wallpapered on 3 walls. So I think once it's done, it'll look really good. So the back wall is glued on, but the side walls have not been put on yet. And then I'm also going to use a little different kind of wallpaper on the outside of that piece of cardboard. And I've got some Halloween fabric here, and these are some little porcelain items that I have, and some rings that I cut the bats off of, and some of my handcrafted pottery, and some spell books that I made. This is a particularly good pot. I think will work well. And then this little dish. Basically, I went through all my pottery and tried to find anything that was dark colored. And then here's some books that I've made. So I've got all kinds of stuff here that's Halloweenish. And my little jack-o'-lanterns that I made in pottery, they're actually made out of porcelain. So I think I might have enough stuff that's Halloweenish themed that will look good. These little rings are perfect because you can cut the ring part of it off, and I'm going to glue that to the exterior. I think it'll look good with bats on the outside. And these pictures turned out pretty good with these little pottery frames that I made. So I'm quite pleased with the way they turned out. So cute. And I also found some nail art, which is really great. And I will use that to also decorate some glass pieces. So my friend Liliane has these little glass containers and also these little plastic bottles. So I'm going to adhere spiders and bats and cauldrons to them. And look how cute they look once they're all decked out for Halloween. I especially like that red one with the bats on it. I think it's really super, super cute. So I think these will look good inside of the little room box. And then my friend Liliane found this little skeleton for me. And she broke the knees and the elbows off and then re-glued them so he could be sitting down. And look how cute he looks sitting in the chair. And he shall be named Edgar. He needs to have a little raven. So, but yeah, he's so cute. I have to find a crow or a raven somewhere so I can put it in his hand. So basically, I put a little carpet in there. And then I have this little Michael's bookshelf that I painted dark brown. And I'm just gonna, oh yeah, I forgot. I also got these little potion bottles. The one in the middle with the little bat on the top, I think, is my favorite. And I got those also at Michael's as well. So, and as I say, like everything for Halloween is all on 50% off. So I got out the museum wax and a little popsicle stick. And I'm just going to wax all these items onto the bookshelf. And you can see how good that looks now. It's all stocked up with all kinds of spooky stuff. So cute. And this little pumpkin was made out of air dry clay by my friend Lillian. And I put a little bit of museum wax on the top of his head. And I'm just going to stack one of my porcelain jack-o'-lanterns on top of them. And don't they look cute together, stacked together? I think that's just absolutely adorable. And I also found a little plastic kitty cat that I think will go well with the theme, since it is, after all, a black cat. And then Lil also gave me a little cauldron. So put a little cauldron on the shelf. And look how nice these little things look. So cute. So I'm not a particularly huge Halloween fanatic, but I really, really enjoyed doing this project. I thought it was a lot of fun. So now I've got my little bookshelf all loaded up, and then I need a crystal ball. So I took this little ball and I cut the shank off of the bottom of it because it was a charm, and I glued it to the circular piece of wood. And I'm also going to put that on the little bookshelf. And it looks kind of like a fortune teller's ball. And yeah, looks just like a little crystal ball. So yeah, I'm quite pleased. And now I'm going to scare you. See, here's what it looks like with the lights off. So it's funny because the camera doesn't do such a good job of filming when the room is dark. But you kind of get the idea with the lamp lit up what it looks like. I think it's quite cute. I'm really quite pleased with the way this thing turned out. So I'm going to keep it in my china cabinet. And yeah, oh, there it is with the lights on again. This is not a theme that I really do a lot with. I don't decorate for Halloween. I never really have. Although I can say I really do like the chocolate bars. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with the way this little thing turned out. The one wall looks a little naked though, so I found a couple paintings that I've done. I think this one I painted about a year ago, and this little one here I painted just quite recently for the show and sale, and it's one of the ones that didn't sell. So I'm going to put those on the left-hand wall just so that it doesn't look so bare. And there you go, a little bit of artwork on the wall. Yeah, I think that finished it off quite nicely. That and the little carpet kind of gives it a real little homey look. So it doesn't have to be spooky. It can be kind of cozy for my little skeleton guy. Edgar needs to be comfortable. And see, that's what I did with those bat and spider rings. I just highlighted them with a little bit of gold highlighter to match the gold that's on the little container. And I'm quite happy with the outcome. Well, thank you very much for indulging me today. It was kind of fun to jump out of my comfort zone and do something that I totally never in a million years thought I'd ever do. Well, thank you again, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. It's free to do so. Hit that notification bell again because they always seem to get turned off by YouTube. And if you leave comments, that also helps my algorithm. And once again, as always, have the best day ever. And thank you again for watching.